Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to share a little story about myself, my family, and that tree. Good morning. What you see behind me, um, people will say is just a tree. Um, it is not just a tree, it's a very special tree. Um, it's got a name. We named him the baby tree of life. And the reason for that is because out in the back, we have a tree of life. Um, Many years ago, when my wife and I bought the property we're living in, it was covered in palmettos everywhere. And we wanted to know where we could actually build our house. So, with machete on hand, both my wife and I, many years ago, we actually went through all the palmettos, chopping, and kept going, trying to get to the middle of the yard. Um, we were exhausted. It was some summer, it was very hot, and finally we got to a clearing. And the clearing was possible because right there in the middle was giant oak. And this oak had this clearing all around it where there were no palmettos right next to the tree. So we were able to just sit and drink our water and relax. And we were so happy that day. And we looked at that beautiful oak tree and we said, we're going to name you the tree of life because we were so tired and so sweaty and exhausted. And being next to that tree made us feel so good and it brought us a lot of hope. And we both gave it a big hug. Yes, we're tree huggers, but I hate that word, but you know. Um, and we love that tree, so we named it Tree of Life. And it's been with us. We've been here for since 2001. So it's 22 years that we've been here. So, but I'm going to tell you how that Tree of Life is related to this baby Tree of Life. And the reason we're talking about it is because, unfortunately, our baby Tree of Life um, has passed. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, he's talking like he's a person. Well, you know what? After you hear this story, you'll realize how important that tree is to us. Okay? So, my name is Hector, and I hope to share this wonderful story with all of YouTubers. And maybe you guys will be inspired and look at nature a little differently than we normally do. Okay? So, stay tuned. Hi, it's Hector again. I wanted you to see the tree of life that I was telling you about. It's right there. It's a beautiful oak. It's a live oak. I hope you can appreciate how big this is. And forgive me for the mess here. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff that I have to attend to. But I wanted to tell you, so that is the tree of life. Now, uh, when we came, we were cutting all the palmettos through there, and we come to rest there. And about 15 years ago, I'm going to show you, okay? This is where we have our bonfires. And this is where I have, I put things in here and I burn a lot of debris. And about 15 years ago, there was a huge bonfire there and I was burning a lot of debris. And Letty, my wife, comes over and she's like, oh, look, there's a tree next to the concrete blocks. You have to take it out. And he was about maybe 6, 7 inches tall. And I told her I couldn't take it out because the fire was ablaze. And my wife got upset because she was like, "You're gonna let that tree burn?" And she went inside, pretty upset. She loves trees. And this is, we have a lot of trees, as you can see. Okay, we are surrounded. I think we are the most in my neighborhood. We are the most wooded lot in here, and we love our trees. But anyway, back to the story. Um, so he was right about there in that corner, 15 years ago. Okay, and I felt so bad. So as the fire was ablaze, I looked at it. He was getting burned, and I said, "You know what, little one? Tell you what. If tomorrow morning I come out here and everything will be ashes, if you're still alive, if you can make it through the night, I promise you that I'm going to plant you into a nice place." So, next day came over, nothing but ashes. But guess what? The tree was burnt, half of it, completely charcoal burnt, but it was still green. So I said, "Well, what do you know, little one? So you're still green, so promise is a promise." So got him out and I planted him where he stands today, um, next to the water system that we have. So let me show you. So we planted him right there next to our water system. He was just 6 or 7 inches. Half of it was burnt. So promise is a promise. So I put him there. 15 years later, he grew into this beautiful tree that you can see. Now, why am I telling this story? I'm telling this story because I, that tree, that baby tree, he could have died by the fire, but he did not. And I promised him that I was going to plant him, and I did. I planted him there. So for 15 years, that tree, I used to hug it, and it was a beautiful tree. And it amazed me how something that just takes sunlight, water, and some dirt could grow to be so strong, and yet we are so smart, yet we have to take so many medicines, the right diet, and all these other things, and that we're frail. They're not. But, anyways, Hurricane Ian came in 2022 and destroyed our roof. As you can see, our roof was replaced. Brand new, beautiful roof. So we were blessed to have the roof replaced, and that was completed about 3 months ago. So everything was fine. Brand new roof, we're okay, and our baby tree of life is right here, giving us beautiful shade, and we love him very much. 3 weeks ago, there was a lot of lightning happening here in the East Orlando area, and I'm sure everybody knows about it. And we heard a loud bang. We went outside. We didn't notice anything. Everything was fine. Good. The next day, I noticed that there was a line on the dirt, right about 20, 25 feet long, where one of the roots of the tree was pulled. And I thought it was maybe an animal. Um, Days after, we started noticing that the tree started to brown and continue browning. And I realized that he was hit by lightning. I hoped that he could come back, but he didn't. So this is when the story is sad. Um, the tree essentially um, took the lightning hit for us, and he died. So what started out as a little tree right over there by my bonfire, a little tree that should have died that night. And I said, okay, let me plant you because you chose not to die today. It wasn't his time to go. So I planted him there, not knowing that 15 years later, that tiny little tree over there will grow to a big tree, and he will do the ultimate sacrifice and take the lightning for us, preventing us from having a horrible accident in our house, preventing us from losing our brand new roof. So he paid back. He actually took the lightning hit for all of us. So as you can see, the moral of the story is this: if you are good to nature, nature returns the favor. So be kind to nature. And as I go, and someone's going to come in and actually take away our baby tree of life from our yard, we are going to leave a stump, and we're going to remember what he stood for and how much beauty and shade and beautiful memories we have with this baby tree of life. So I just wanted to share this with all of you. It's very emotional for us because he's been here since I planted him, but the fact that he returned our favor, he remembered, he's like, you know what, you gave me a chance, I grew up, I had a wonderful life, oops, I don't want you to get hurt, so I'm going to sacrifice myself so that you all can live on, and it's my time to go. So this is Hector in Christmas, Florida. Be kind to nature, and nature will be kind to you. Peace. Baby tree of life, we will always remember